I am Captain Cardell, and though I've achieved great honor, I bear a great shame. I was chosen to become an Astartes, one of the Emperor's finest. My mind was ready, but my body was too weak for the transformation process. I am now the ranking officer of the strike cruiser, Reclaimer, and we are on the hunt.
All ahead full. We need to get to the next jump point as soon as possible.
My lord, if we continue on this course, we will surely...
I am aware of the danger, slave. Now do as I command.
Our target is running scared, as well as it should, for it is being hunted by the Reclaimer, a strike cruiser of the Deathwing Company. Warp translation was successful. Target is ahead bearing 0019.
Very good. Now proceed with the operation.
As you command. Attention all hands, prepare for asteroid combat. Lion's Claw, you are to assume flanking position with us. Do not let the target get away.
Captain Cardell, flying into the asteroid field would be putting all our ships in great danger. I don't understand why.
Understanding is not required of us, Captain. Only our ability to follow the Chaplain's orders.
Yes, forgive me, Captain. We will not let the Nemesis get away.
Remember, Captain, I want that ship in one piece.
This is Terran on the Nemesis. We are under attack in the Logito system. We require immediate assistance.
Skull Collectors reporting. On our way to assist.
Death Dealer Squadron here. We will be arriving shortly.
The Nemesis moved deeper into the asteroid field, trying to put more distance between us. It was at this point that the Skull Collectors and Death Dealer squadrons arrived.
Lord Terran, what are your orders? Engage the Dark Angels. Do not disengage until they are dead, or we have escaped.
I gave the order for the Reclaimer and the Blade of Justice to go all ahead into the field. We took some asteroid impacts, but our shields did not waver. Keeping with our flanking maneuvers, the Lion's Claw squadron went all ahead full as well. At our current distance, a target lock was not possible because of the asteroids. So we launched a wave of Thunderhawks to try and slow the target down. The Nemesis continued to flee, then suddenly made a turn to its starboard side. The Skull Collectors and Death Dealers moved into the asteroid field, giving the Nemesis cover. The Death Dealers suffered impacts, but unfortunately their shields took the bombardment. The Death Dealers then launched torpedoes at us while our Thunderhawks continued to close in.
We can't risk them escaping. We must break through their line. Lion's Claw, make sure the Death Dealer squadron doesn't get in our way.
Order received. Preparing to engage.
My squadron moved all ahead full, once again doing our best to close the gap with the Nemesis, while ignoring the asteroid impacts our shields were taking. The Lion's Claw then went all ahead full to try and prevent the Death Dealers from attacking us. The Blade of Justice fired on the Skull Collectors but was unable to get through their shields. And the Thunderhawk squadron tried to navigate the asteroid field but were destroyed along with the enemy's torpedoes. The Nemesis moved behind the Skull Collector squadron. It seemed the arrival of the two squadrons made the ship's captain confident they could destroy us. The Skull Collectors burn retros, preparing to attack us head-on. After reloading their payloads, the Death Dealers moved past the Lion's Claw to get a clear shot at the Reclaimer. The Skull Collectors fired on the Blade of Justice, destroying the vessel. The Reclaimer was hit by torpedo fire from the Death Dealers, but they failed to breach the ship's armor. After reloading our ordnance, the Reclaimer closed in on the Skull Collector squadron. The Lion's Claw locked on to their target, then got right behind the Nemesis. The Reclaimer fired on the Skull Collectors, gaining vengeance on the vessel that destroyed the Blade of Justice. From the safety of the Nemesis's blind spot, the Lion's Claw fired all their weapons at the vessel. Not only were they able to take her shields down, but they managed to do some damage to her hull as well. We then launched Thunderhawks at the Nemesis. 2 squadrons managed to make contact with the ship to perform hit-and-run attacks.
Chaplain, we managed to take the dorsal and port side weapons offline.
What of the target?
As far as we can tell, he is still on board.
Good work, Brother Sergeant. Now pull back your forces. The Ravenwing will be sent in to secure the vessel. Lion's Claw, stay with the target and disable her at all costs.
Pulling out now, Chaplain.
After reloading the ammunition, the Death Dealers came up from behind the Reclaimer. The Skull Collectors moved from between our vessels while the Nemesis did its best to get away from the Lion's Claw. The Death Dealers opened fire on the Reclaimer, but were unable to break through her shields. They then launched torpedoes at us, but the debris field from their weapon battery attack caused them to detonate prematurely.
All weapon stations lock on to the Nemesis.
The Lion's Claw continued the pursuit of the Nemesis, making sure to stay out of her firing arc. I moved the Reclaimer closer to the Nemesis as well, despite the damage to our shields from the asteroids. With the Nemesis now in range, we fired our bombardment cannons, but could not get through the Nemesis shields. Being in flanking position, the Lion's Claw fired on the Nemesis, crippling the vessel. We then launched Thunderhawks. 1 squadron was destroyed, but the other 2 managed to make contact with the vessel.
Master, our dorsal weapon systems have taken additional damage. Fires have broken out on decks 34 through 56. Fire suppression systems are operating as normal.
Damn them! I need more time!
The Nemesis tried to move toward the edge of the system, but being in the state that she was unable to get very far. The Death Dealers came from behind the Reclaimer. The Skull Collectors moved out of the asteroid field and moved to give support to the Nemesis. Fortunately for us, they lost a ship to the asteroid impacts as they left the field. The Death Dealers attacked the Reclaimer. Weapon battery fire was absorbed by our shields, while the torpedo attacks were swiftly cut down by our turret defenses. The Lion's Claw surrounded the Nemesis after locking onto her. The Reclaimer moved out of the asteroid field, suffering minor impacts to her shields. Managing to just barely keep the Nemesis in their firing arcs, the Lion's Claw fired their weapon batteries and lances, dealing minor damage to the Nemesis's hull. The Reclaimer fired its bombardment cannons at the Nemesis. Enemy vessel is now in teleport attack range, Chaplain.
Let us proceed with the attack. Brother Sergeant, once you have completed your mission, secure a landing zone, while the Deathwing completes their task.
It shall be so, Chaplain.
Master, fires are breaking out on multiple decks. The port weapon systems have taken on more damage as well. According to this, the fire suppression systems are barely able to handle the situation. And now I'm getting reports of some white giants teleporting on board.
Then there's no other choice. Sail off the bridge. Nothing gets up here, you hear me?
The Nemesis fired her engines, going all ahead, full towards the edge of the system. The Death Dealers continued their pursuit of our fleet, with the remaining Skull Collectors trying to hit our flanks. The Skull Collectors fired at the Lion's Claw, destroying one of the vessels. The Death Dealers fired at the Reclaimer, crippling her. This was it. If we were going to have any chance of stopping the Nemesis' escape, we had to do it now. After locking onto the Nemesis, the Lion's Claw went after her. The Reclaimer did the best it could to keep up with the pursuit. We then fired on the Nemesis, dropping the shields. The Lion's Claw attempted to board the vessel.
Sir, vessel has been disabled, and we are now securing all escape stations.
The Skull Collectors and Death Dealers seem to be abandoning their assault, my lord.
Such is the weak ties of loyalty amongst traitors. Brother Sergeant, hold your position and wait for my arrival.
The battle is just starting, but my part is over. I know there is something bigger going on with us hunting this ship. Whatever it is, I know the chaplain won't tell me, even if I did ask. So I will continue my duty, while the chaplain does his.